So, where did you get the name Charlotte?
Charlotte, that was Bill's mother's name. I don't know if that was her middle name or first name, but I liked it, so I chose it for her.
Did you meet Charlotte?
No, she was deceased by the time I met Bill.
And that was Grandpa Bill's mother? That you
Yeah,
said?
yeah.
Did you meet Grandpa Bill's father?
No.
He was already deceased?
Wait a minute. I have to think who is who here. No, I did meet him.
Oh, wow. Didn't he have some kind of woman's name, like Frances?
No, wait a minute. Let me think. David. Florian. His
Florian,
name
yeah.
was. Yeah. And Bill really liked him, and his brother Jack hated him.
Really?
Yeah, because he was not a good father, not a good husband.
Wow.
And but Bill was so much like him, so he, that they got along good. Yeah, right. They called him Ike.
What's Mom's middle name? Marie?
Your mother?
Yeah.
Yeah. After my mother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she was an egg spieler? She was born an egg spieler?
Yeah. Mhm.
And do you remember anything about the pregnancy? It was a long pregnancy, or I mean, the labor. Was she in labor?
No, no. But in those days, they didn't have everybody come in with you. I was all alone.
Did you see the doctor and some nurses?
No, when
Or just
she
literally,
was born.
just literally a room by yourself, no one helping.
Yeah, no. My folks dropped me off at the hospital and went home, and then I was there myself until after I had her, and then about midnight, Auntie Lorraine came up, and Marie Marlier. There were three of them. Who is trying to think of the third one? I can't think of the third one. They came up and just to stay, tell me how excited they were, and stay for a few minutes while they were wheeling me to a room. But I had some kind of reaction to the medication, and I just shook. I shook all night.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And I guess when Mom was born, did they take the baby Mom away from you, or were you allowed to immediately?
No, they took her away.
Wow.
Yeah. And they wanted me to go to sleep because I was up, all night having her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you were in the hospital just overnight, I guess?
Oh, no. I think I was there almost a week.
Why? Did you have complications?
No, but that's what they did in those days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then...
Grandpa Bill was out of town?
He was playing a job, and when he got done, it was maybe the next week. Then he came home, and he had Chris and Craig with him and his dad. So, they all converged on our house, to see the new baby.
And Uncle Chris and Uncle Craig were, what, like 10 and 8?
Yeah, yeah. And I had a hard time feeding her because, I never had to do that before. And so I was up all night, and when they came in, I started to cry. And so Bill took over, and he knew what to do. He made the holes bigger in the
nipple?
Yeah.
The baby bottle?
That's what she needed, but I didn't know that.
Right.
So, yeah. So
was Mom a difficult child growing up, between 1 and 5 or 10?
No, but when she was about 8 or 9, my mother said, her sides look crooked. She stands crooked. And I said, no, she stands just like Bill. There's nothing wrong with her. She said, no, you got to take her to the doctor. And I said, okay. But I wasn't worried. But here she was she was getting scoliosis,
Right.
and so then that started that whole, chapter.
Right.
And so I took her to the doctor, and he sent me to a specialist, and then he put her in the brace, so she wore that brace, all her growing up years. And I think that's why she got cancer when she got older, because every once in a while they take an x-ray of her back, and they didn't shield people in those days.
Well, you can't shield the person who's getting an X-ray.
Well,
But I know what you mean. Yeah, the X-ray machine.
yeah, something was different. So so that's what she had to go through.
And mom ended up like eating. I remember a story. Mom ended up eating too many yams or something, and she turned yellow.
Oh no, she was born with what do they call it? There's a name for it. I can't think of it. But no, that's not from eating anything. It's just a birth thing that happens. But she came out of it after about a week.
That was at birth.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mhm. Yeah.
And mom was an easy child for the most part.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever spank her?
No, I don't think so.
Did you have time out? I mean, how did you discipline? You never had to discipline her? You just sent her to Grandpa Bill?
I don't know. I don't remember any of that kind of thing. But I remember she had allergies, and I gave her medicine, and when she went in the summer, when she got a little older with her dad, I'd say to him, now make sure that she takes all her medicine. Well, when he got her, he never gave her any medicine because he didn't believe in it. Of that anyway. She was fine.
She was fine?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then when she got, how old? I think out of high school, somewhere like 17, they said, okay, we're going to take the brace off of her for a year and see what her back does. Because she made it pretty good correction by that time, but she had to wear that stupid thing, So after a year, it went right back to,
Oh, wow.
Being back. So, so they sent me back to, his name was Dr. Schmidt, I think, but he was getting kind of old, and so he retired. And then I think Dr. Flatley was a younger guy that took his place, and so he checked her out, and he said, well, she's going to need surgery, but this new procedure just came up. It was called, I can't even think of it. I don't know, but it was a radical new thing that had never been there for people with scoliosis. So,
Wow.
and so he straightened her spine, and they put rods in there to hold it, and she had to have those, I don't know how long, and she couldn't, she had to have the brace on again, and she had to, she couldn't stand up without it, so I had to give her like sponge baths,
For like a year, right?
Yeah, for a long time, yeah, but it was called the Dwyer cable. So it was cable and things they put in her. But it worked, and she did really good. She was, it was a success. And so that was that chapter then.
But that was when she was 19, right?
Yeah, so, that was, and then like a year later, when she was 20, she was like fixed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when Mom was growing up, she had Grandma Marie. She had she had Papa in her life.
Yeah, because I stayed at home with her because I had to take care of her.
Right.
Yeah.
She had, Auntie Lorraine.
Yeah.
I guess not really, because she was in California, right? But she had She had,
I don't remember when Lorraine went.
but she had tons of family around her, right?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. And her friend Gloria, who lived down the street,
I don't remember.
Gloria Simon.
Is she still alive?
Oh yeah, she's a
Okay.
big animal person.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah, well, she doesn't have any children. She's married, but she does like animal training in a shelter and stuff like that. So, and every time I see her, I just see her with Charlotte
Right.
as a kid, you know, because her face looks the same. Only, you know, she's grown up now.
What kind of grades did Mom get growing up?
I guess she did okay, but I remember she took when she got into high school or somewhere. She took Russian, and she'd come home and she'd try to talk to my mother, and she'd say, "Grandma, how did in your day how did they say airplane?" Because my mother's Ukrainian, you know, which was different really than Russian.
Right.
And she'd say, "Charlotte, they didn't have airplanes when I was a kid," you know. And then she'd come home with
Wow.
another new tech word, and she'd say, "Grandma, how did they say that?" She'd say, "Charlotte, they didn't have that." So finally, Charlotte got disgusted that she
Wow.
couldn't talk to her grandmother about.
Wow, how funny is that?
Yeah,
I
it was
like that
funny.
story.
Yeah. So,
Did Mom ever get suspended from school?
No. Mm-mm.
Now, what age did you and Grandpa Bill split up? What age was Mom? About
Oh.
10?
Oh
5?
no. Oh, she was grown up then.
Oh, she's like 16?
No, she's older.
Oh.
I have to think about that.
But you guys weren't living together because Mom tells me stories that she had to go to Kansas City or something for the summer.
Yeah, because he was playing there, and he, you know, he was not a faithful, good husband. You know, I
Right,
mean,
right.
he really loved his kids, but he was more like his dad. You know, his dad was
Francis.
his dad Ike Florian.
Florian, yeah.
Yeah, you know, was not. You know, they just weren't family people. So, but it seems to me like I stayed married to him for 19 years, but I'm not sure. Although we kind of went our separate ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you and Grandpa ever think about having another kid?
No, I never wanted another one because I wanted to do my career too.
Right.
So, you know, I knew that one was enough, especially with him. You know, he was
Well, yeah, right.
not one to have more. And he had 2 boys, you know,
Right.
which I helped raise. So,
Was Mom unexpected?
no, I wanted to have a child. And he wanted me to go through it too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, anyway, she was born 9 months and like 12 minutes right after. And you know, I really believe in reincarnation, and I didn't realize that she was born into the 25th of August at 12:12, not the 24th, which would have been exactly 9 months. And later I realized that my my Uncle Johnny, who was killed in World War II, he was in the infantry,
Right.
and he was killed in North Africa like the day before victory there, that his birthday was August 25th. And I thought, oh my God, she's the reincarnation of him. That's why it got rolled over into the 25th, you know.
Right.
So that was quite a eye-opener for me. So anyway, that was that.
So Mom was mostly raised by you and
Yeah. And my folks, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then apparently Mom and Dad had met when Mom was like 15.
Oh yeah, because they lived like 3 blocks away, and the kids would go to the Holiday Inn, which was on Highway 100, but the back of it was faced our street, and they had put in a swimming pool, and the kids in the neighborhood would go there. Although they
Sneak
weren't
in?
supposed to, but they'd go there, and that's where she met Jim. Yeah.
And when did you first meet Dad?
Oh, I don't know.
Like when Mom was out of high school?
Um,
Can't remember.
I don't remember.
What were your thoughts on Dad?
Well, I liked him, but I didn't know he was that much older than her. That kind of bothered me. Because, like, when she was 15, he was 19. And I thought, that's too old for her.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah.
So, but that's who she wanted.
And
So they went together, and I really liked his mother. Betty was a really neat gal. And
Yeah.
I still miss her, you know?
yeah, Grandma Betty was the best.
Yeah.
Second best.
Do you remember her? No.
Well, Grandma was 21 when she passed, or 19.
Oh, you were? Oh. Okay. Yeah, I really liked her. Yeah. So,
Did Mom have any like hobbies growing up? Did she obviously tried to get her into music,
no,
right?
she wasn't interested in that. She was always interested in the health field, though,
Right.
you know. And I always thought that's because she had her own health issues, but
Did she have a job in high school at all?
no, because her back, you know, she had to
Oh,
wear
yeah.
that brace, and
Right.
you know, she couldn't do anything. So, and we'd go with the place that made her brace is called the House of Bidwell, and the man I can't think of his first name, Tom, I think, Bidwell. So every once in a while we'd go. He'd have a clinic or go to a clinic where they showed other people how to make the braces and what they knew about. And so he'd take us along, and she was his model. So, you know, we spent some time doing that. Like, I remember one time we went to Chicago and, you know, did a clinic with him.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Do you remember, like, did mom talk to you about like really secretive things, or was she really, you know, did she tell you about like her first kiss in high school?
No,
Did you tell your parents anything like that?
no.
Like, did Mom tell you about her first period?
Well, I was there when she, you know, she didn't have to tell me. I mean, I was there to, because she needed pads and everything. She
Oh,
had to,
she had to
tell
ask.
me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did Mom ever sneak out, to your knowledge?
No, not that I remember. No.
She was the perfect child.
Yeah.
Lucky you, Grandma.
But my mother used to take care of her, and so when she'd not listen to my mother would get the hairbrush out, and that's what scared her.
But you never got the hairbrush up.
No.
Did Papa ever get the
No.
hairbrush out?
Mm-mm.
Did he just yell, or did
No, he didn't. He was passive, and he worked all the time.
Hmm.
Poor guy was tired when he got home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Mom ever... Can't think of any other questions.
I can't either. Well, when she graduated from high school, then she went to a college that was in, I think, Waukesha. And that's where she started training in health, a health field.
Right.
Yeah.
And
then,
basically, Dad was like her first and only boyfriend, right?
yeah. And when they were first married, he was really unsettled as far as work. He didn't know what he wanted to do, and for a while he didn't do anything, you know, and it was hard for him to find himself. And your mother would get disgusted because she is such a hard worker and, you know, so intense, and she wanted to buy property and, you know, do all that stuff, and he wasn't interested in that at all.
Just a lazy guy.
Yeah. So then they got married and they moved to
Jackson.
to Jackson, yeah.
But Maria was already born when they moved to Jackson, weren't they?
No, I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I don't remember, but I don't think so.
Did you approve of their wedding?
Oh yeah, and Betty really helped me plan it. You know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was. You know, we had a real nice wedding for them.
I remember Grandpa Will would always ask if you could get some sarma over.
He did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess he did. But he was an alcoholic. All I remember him in his garage with a can of beer.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
That's the.
But he was in World War II, and I think he fought in the Battle of the Bulge. And I read that a lot of those veterans came back, and they were
Shell shocked.
yeah, they had that
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah. So I think he must have had that, because really, Grandma Betty, she did everything. You know, she ran the whole thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, we'll pick up
Okay.
next time on the worst day of the world, July 25th, 1985.
Okay.